Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and ghouls, welcome to session 36 of Roll of the Dice.
Yeah.
I'm your DM, and last session we ended our time in the Shadowfell. So to celebrate, I decided, since I also have family over, I'm going to have a more than average size slice of strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, I thought you said we were gonna level up. Shit. Shit.
Yeah, I was excited.
Well, we lose our boss fight and we don't get to level up?
I'm gonna have you guys level up at the end of this session.
Oh, shit.
Because technically we are still within a transitionary period. All of you are still in the... Excluding Sean's character. All of you are still technically within the in-between. The void. The upside down, as they would put it in Stranger Things.
So, interesting fact, Josh actually said we were going back to, like, old school RPG fashion, so you're actually starting at level 1.
Oh fuck.
Actually,
no.
you're level 0 now.
You didn't
No,
go to war?
Nick, no, Nick, stop. No, go to hell.
You didn't,
Stop.
you didn't go to war? Sorry? You haven't seen the same shit I have?
You all just woke up. You're out of your comas.
Huh?
No. Time to get
Shit.
serious, boys. Nick, you were not here last session. The last thing you heard as you were wrapped up in the darkness with the realm trembling was a whisper. It was something along the lines of, "It was not your fault. However, you have failed. But this is not the end. Merely another beginning." It was a soft, womanly voice. Tira is in a condition that nothing short of a wish spell can bring her back to life. She is dead. She is deader than dead. Her soul has been consumed by a Nightwalker and been returned to her deity. She does not have many good memories to relive, and she will be relieving me. But you have to take the good with the bad in the world of neutrality.
Yep.
She might as well be in hell. No, I'm kidding. Actually, kind of technically speaking, philosophically speaking, if you're trapped within a realm of your own memories, technically that would be hell.
Oh, and if, like some of those, and those memories are up the dread plane. Oh yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah, you gotta relive that week over and 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 over. What was that?
Was it really 7 days?
Give or take.
Shit.
I think it was 7 days.
Tira listening to her "I'm not like them, I'll live" speeches over and over again for eternity. Oh.
Yeah.
She's like,
I know
these
so.
didn't age well.
Well, it's a matter of, you're right, you're not like Celeborn. You died like a bit.
And the 1v1 the Nightwalker.
Dreadwalker.
Nightwalker? More like a Moonwalker.
This is just being serious.
Yes, we've gotten very somber, very serious.
Our 4 minutes
On the verge of tears.
Our 4 minutes of puns have ended. And for that very reason, I'm gonna take some time to talk to you all without my glasses on. Because I don't want to see your facial expressions, you gentlemen. Now,
One of you.
what is Axel's thoughts as what is being said to him occurs?
I think Axel hasn't fully acknowledged what's happened yet as he's consumed, perhaps maybe like mid-swing or something, turning the smoke around him. I think he's just in a state of saying the words "what just happened" go through him is incorrect, as it's a feeling. It's like feral.
I do not also mean to interrupt you. One of the last few things you did see before the shadows enveloped you was the casting of Plane Shift.
Yeah. But still,
he grabbed a single item from the altar.
Phylactery.
It can be assumed.
I think, yeah, is saying he like witnessing that. I think he's still. It's a state of shock, really. It's the question has hit him, and his body and mind have not quite met on the same page to give a response. As just that darkness is.
By the way, can you put
consuming.
Axel's hit points is actually 50 out of or 45 out of 80, not 39. I
Thank
was not
you.
able to change. I wasn't able to change anything on the sheet, so I had to do it on pen and paper.
Okay.
Because I
45
don't have.
Eddie?
Yes, 45 out of 80.
And didn't use any of my other abilities.
I used one Crimson Right, but I
One.
did not use any of your other abilities. Which is the reason why it's 45. Originally it would have been 50, but I rolled a 5 for damage on that. I don't have a D&D Beyond account, gentlemen. So I'm not able to mess with that type of stuff.
Even with a D&D Beyond account, you have to be the host of the game to edit it outside of that.
Well, not the point. Shows
Yeah.
how much I know about D&D.
Yeah,
I
that's where
apologize
he's
for
at.
interrupting you. It's just something that I remembered.
That's where he's at mentally. Is what has really happened? It's like the actuality has hit, but the steps leading up are still blurring into motion for him.
And I understand you can see through magical darkness. You cannot see through this.
This isn't a darkness. This is like a presence or a force consuming.
Like, you watched everything vanish. It's kind of like being a teleport. It's like a teleportation, a traveling. It's actually the exact same thing you would have witnessed during the dark. I think the dogs were playing outside my door. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's like being in a smoke tunnel, right?
It's like when you were in the dark mist.
Hmm.
Sorry. I have to listen out because we have a Caucasian Shepherd in my house right now.
Hmm.
Russian dogs bred to ward off bears. We also have a Border Terrier, German Shepherd, and Rottweiler. Interesting combination of dogs, gentlemen. I had to listen because there was barking and going on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, it's the exact same thing you would have seen when the mist enveloped you
The first time.
when you were in the bar. Roll me a d20.
Shit. Roll a D20.
You can add.
I'm gonna use the pink unicorn dice, okay?
You can add acrobatics to this.
I'm gonna use the pink unicorn dice, and I get to add acrobatics to this. That's a natural 20 for a 26. That's a 26.
As you are dropped within the realm of the material plane once more. Instead of landing flat on your face, your wings catch you. And you kind of hover a little bit, landing on your feet. You can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin for the first time. In gods know how long.
I think, despite every fact of this that would have been a victory, is for him feeling the sun in this way, knowing that they failed, is. It should have been a moment of bliss, but instead it's something almost revolting to him.
Roll me a perception check.
Yeah. 19.
You can hear a couple thuds around you.
Nice.
Whether or not you focus on them is another story.
I slow drift to the ground, just staring up at the sky angrily. Not even angrily, almost more vacantly. Like it's still setting in. slowly drift down to my feet. Once he's on his feet, he's going to start to look around him.
First thing you notice is a book. What languages do you speak again?
Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Infernal, Sylvan, and Abyssal.
Okay. You look at the book. I mean, you see a book. You don't look at it.
Looks around for anything else. I know I heard thuds. Any familiar luggage?
You can see the weapons of both elementals sticking out of the both of the earth and wind elemental that you guys had defeated sticking out of a bush. What was that?
Make his way over. I think he takes his glaive and it's just sticks it into the ground.
You watch as Roscoe crawls out of the bush.
Hey. Oh. You should clean yourself off. He's just gonna walk from Roscoe. Are there trees here or anything?
You're surrounded by trees.
How many confirmed dead did Axel see?
None. They were all behind him.
That was worse. Thank you, Josh. That's gonna be the worst thing.
Everyone was behind him.
Yeah.
The only
Mhm.
person on his level was Harmonious.
I look around. I see Roscoe, Rivik. Is there Jerry? Is there Harmonious? Is there?
You only see Roscoe in the book. As Roscoe picks up the book. Roll me another perception check.
Sure. I got 12.
With the combination of your previous roll, you meet the requirement to find the gem. The other half to go with the one Files gave you.
Vicky's soul.
The palimpsest. The magic jar. The little prison the warlock soul was put into.
Picks it up.
It isn't heavy, but there is a certain weight to it.
Yeah. At this point in the woods, alone with Roscoe, it's this blur. Is he knows they failed. And Axel doesn't know how bad they failed yet. I think he's lost. And I don't think he knows what to do at the moment, is because there is no answers here for him. I think he's just going to, in this wooded area, is there any like logs that are already down, that are fallen?
Roll me an investigation check. And this time, does your mind wander?
I think he's just trying to replay the events over and over again, trying to figure out what went wrong.
Then roll me a
Investigation would be
while
a
you're-
19.
19. And then, while you're at it, roll me a history check.
It has to do with monsters.
Celeborn does not count as a Sylvester. No matter how much you would wish it.
Okay, it's not bad. It'll be a 21.
With your 19, you find some that they're half fallen, that none that have explicitly fallen. For does a tree truly fall if there's no one around to hear it? The answer is yes. That is a dumb proverb.
I was about to be like, I kicked the tree down. No, I think he doesn't even like sit on the log. He sits like against it, like his back to cover or something, still kind of reeling from the fight.
Now, with a 21 in history, I will allow you 4 questions pertaining to... I'll give you 4 questions to ask.
No, I'm going to assume they were behind me. I'm not going to ask anything about anyone there. His other mages. Where were they?
Killed by Jerry and Seketh.
Okay, that blur kind of fills in. Jerry and Seketh where were they?
They were in the previous room.
I don't know if they're confirmed dead or alive. Okay.
There is another tidbit of information I'm going to give you because it pertains to his wizards. Libent Diction was summoned through a gate spell
Yes.
in front of everybody. Files incinerated him.
But the phylactery,
Isn't
we know he has, meaning he's going to recover.
as far as you know. The phylactery is intact. You do not work. Now, I've also dropped some extra tidbits of information previously about there being 2 other Owlin. A
Yes.
Graviturgist and a Chronoturgist.
Yeah.
Neither of them appeared when the door opened.
Limpin escaped. 2 Owlin didn't show. I want to ask you a crazier question. From the scry on Sylvester, I saw 2 other Owlin with him. Could I identify anything on either of them to being the Graviturgist and the Chronologist?
I had explained this in terms of their arcane focuses and spellbook.
Okay.
One of them, their spellbook had a... This is going to be a free one, because this will just pertain to the first question. The first one, the spellbook, I don't remember what he was wearing, my apologies, it's been a while. But specifically speaking, you would have focused on one, the spellbook that was visible,
Hmm.
and a pocket watch. On the spellbook was a engraving of it was a circle
Hmm.
with an hourglass in it.
Yeah.
From the angle, it was hard to tell if the hourglass was half full or half empty, half won through or half begun.
And last one, What components did he take with him?
Only the phylactery.
Only the phylactery.
And then while talking about the other Graviturgist, he had this kind of spatially Graviturgist looking sceptered staff kind of thing going on. And he had more of a starry galactic motif to him. That's 2 questions technically.
Hmm.
You still have 2 more.
Shit. I have one that I don't necessarily think can be answered. Just checking my inventory. I check myself for. I had some of the meat that we were making on me. I check my rations, the salted bird meat. That's still there.
The salted burn meat would still be there and all that.
So I know it comes out. And bins out. Okay. And did he give? Where was he going?
The last thing you remember him hearing was him and Rivik had a little bit of a banter towards the end. He asked him, "Say, what do you think about me going to the Feywilds?" And Rivik asked, "Well, it's pretty beautiful this time of year." "Well then, I guess that's where I'm going to go." And then he reaches forward, grabs the phylactery, and does the whole plane shift thing, teleporting out of the location. There's reason to believe that he went to the Feywilds. There's also reason to believe that it was a distraction. It's hard to say for sure.
Okay. I think that's all I.
That is your 4 questions.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a freebie. No, Sylvester did not show up.
Yeah. Doesn't help, but yeah.
No, but it's one of those things that it's a freebie.
Hey, Axel.
It's more like this. Hey, Axel.
Hey, Axel.
Hey, Axel. Did you miss me?
This is still a defeat to Sylvester. You don't get it. Sylvester was involved, meaning this is still a loss to Sylvester, which is affecting him on a deep level. But Axel is functioning on the belief that there is still fight because he does not know how bad we lost. Is because everyone who went down behind him. He's not aware of the losses.
He would also be fully aware that Sarah died. Because Sarah died before.
Yeah,
Sarah's
no, I'm
like
aware.
the only
I'm aware
one
Sarah
you know
died.
That is the only confirmed death that Axel knows of.
Yes, I know Sarah's dead.
Roscoe, on the other hand, knows everything.
Okay. I'm against the log, trying to piece it all back together. I'm mumbling to myself, talking to myself, just trying to piece everything bit by bit, like a feral fucking animal in a corner.
Fuck, Apple's dead.
What?
Apple's dead.
Can we
What-
just
what
have
do you-
Apple had dropped out of the sky?
You think I'm that merciful?
To Apple? Yeah.
Apple's.
Apple's
I-
dead.
No.
Tira had Apple.
No, I'm sorry. That was just a sudden revelation I had.
Oh.
As a third party thing. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. The Jesus, I have no clue where anyone else is.
Roscoe, on the other hand, kind of stayed by the book and he's looking through it.
Yeah, Axel. He left his glaive stuck in the ground near the book, and the book is there. He is just he's like coming down.
While you're calming down, roll me a perception check.
He is technically coming out of a rage, probably. Dog shit perception, 3.
Nothing around you looks familiar.
I fucking. I think Axel fully is sitting in that spot and looks at Roscoe and then is just kind of sitting there and it is going into from I think being alone in this woods and losing so significantly a feeling that he's been having for a while, which is I left to avoid losing like this unless so I could actually do something, and then that feeling of not being able to do anything. I think he slips back into a little bit of himself and goes straight from the battle adrenaline to shock. Is that it cuts past a little bit of everything back to who he was just that state of fear. That, or not even fear, but that whole body reaction.
Excuse me.
Shifting to like a cold sweat.
Roll me. Roll me a. Let's make it a wisdom saving throw. This isn't for any kind of spell. This is for a mental fortitude type of thing.
Oh fuck. So that is a 0. A 2 minus 2.
Finally, someone other than me fucking up wisdom saves.
Yeah.
For that 0, we're going to change the song. Disintegrating is a beautiful piece, but that is not quite what we need now. What we need is a shift. A change within the paradigm.
I can't have
Hey.
dreams anymore, so now he's coming for me.
Sign of the rise and fall. Excuse me. I'm going to throw questions at you. Questions within your subconscious, those that are being brought to the surface. Did the siblings make it out? Does Kino get to have her dream? Is Sylvester gonna show up? What would your mother think? Seeing you empty, hollow, broken. What would she think? What does Roscoe think? Did Jerry and Seketh make it? Where is Tira? What happened to Rivik? Did he succumb to Celeborn's acid arrow? Are the owls looking for us? Does his strength persist? Can I continue on? Stop me at any time at this point.
Oh yeah, no.
Um,
It all of those additionally with it is very much that state of so much change came because of a feeling of weakness. And that change came with the hope that one day there would not be the weakness. And I think he's in a state of all this change and I'm still just watching people die.
I'm sorry, I thought of 2 more questions.
Yeah, feel free. Feel free.
What would Mom and Pop think? Do I deserve to go back there?
I think truthfully on the last one, Axel gets up and he would pull his glaive from the ground and he would begin to hack away at trees.
Roscoe would close the book.
Axel just
Roscoe would also drop the book as the book just goes. But you start hacking away at the trees.
Yeah.
The blood within the glass bead continues to slosh around, swirling, never mixing.
I think the moment Axel had to ask himself if he deserved to go back there, I think he is now in the state of fully beginning to acknowledge their loss. He's still unaware of the casualties and everything, but there is an overwhelming feeling. He is starting to cut down trees for a campfire or to start building something up. But he is just like throwing himself into work with the intention that he's staying here.
Roll me a d20. Do not tell me the number. Just write it down.
It is written down.
Save it because we will come back to you.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Let's see. I just need to double check one thing real fast.
There we go. Sorry about that. My camera decided it didn't want to collect me for that moment.
I just needed to double check one thing. Jean, you're traveling through the woods? Please, Describe to us your character.
Okay. I'm a wood elf male. I'm wearing like druidic green and blues clothing representing the earth, air, and water. My hair is auburn colored brown, pulled back into like a neat ponytail that goes down to about shoulder length, probably right here. Um, Hazel eyes. He has a little squirrel on his right shoulder. Not squirrel. Fuck. That's what it was. A little like mouse on his right shoulder. Whereas he's just walking through, taking in the beauty of nature.
Roll me an insight check.
$24.
You have seen some weird things being a man of nature. Being a druid. However, this place is it's funky. Something's different. There's a weirdness to this place that you can't quite put your finger on it. It's something. How old are you? I'm sorry.
I am 298 years old.
Ah, you're a baby. You're an elven baby. Within your almost 3 full centuries of existing, you've never been to a place this weird, this peculiar.
Huh.
Something's odd.
And I thought back home was weird.
It's not often you see what look like sprites and pixies floating about within the trees in broad daylight.
Huh. That is very
They're kind of darting a little bit too quickly to get a full visual detail on them.
Even with my passive?
Well, them moving quickly around doesn't mean rolling high doesn't mean shit if they're moving quickly around.
My passive is 22. I'm messing. I don't get to play with high perception like that.
Don't make me get my boot. They're right in front of me.
Splish, now I gotta make a third character.
No, I mean my literal boot. It's right in front of me. I'll walk all the way to Florida just to shove it up your ass.
And I will walk 100 miles, and I will walk 100 more.
The line is, I would walk 500
Thank
miles,
you.
and I would walk 500 more, just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. There's also another song called the Sore Feet song that also has 1,000 feet in relation to him, a man walking. It's also the opening to Mushishi, but that's aside the point. But with this point, I'm going to get up, I'm going to walk, and I'm going to leak on a tree, as a druid would.
Oh,
Commit a war crime.
yeah. Axel's having a full-on breakdown.
Yeah.
And finally, someone other than me is failing a wisdom saving throw, so.
Dude lost 11 fights in a row, bro. He needs a second.
Oh, no, trust me, I believe it.
That moment of sunlight was the most sickening thing he could experience. It was like, no, I have this for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
It's tasting sunlight, knowing the world's about to start ending, knowing you failed to stop the end of the world from happening. It's like I stepped outside. I know there's a time limit now. It's like, well,
Well, fuck.
he's gonna build he's gonna build a sick little cabin. The moment he got hit with, do you deserve to go back there? I think the moment that crosses Axel's mind, he's like, I'm building myself a cabin right here. Maybe I don't need to go back.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just gonna sit here and whittle. I'll learn to whittle wood. Maybe I'll fish. Fully a breakdown. Fully, all walls go back up immediately. He's like, I'm just gonna be a crazy fisherman in the woods, and if anyone bothers me, I'll kill him. I'm gonna go full feral.
Oh yeah.
Josh walks into your house.
Did that really scare you that bad? You fucking freaked out.
All our
You
League of
always
Legends
do it
players
while
out there.
I'm in the
Nidalee,
middle of a
fuck
session.
her.
You can't wait.
I'm also like here super late. at
Terrible
night. I
character.
just got out of work. I do this every time. It's like a ritual.
Don't let her in my games. Now I'm the only voice. Jeez. So on Axel's latest drop, I think he's a character built on a lot of like regrets and stuff like that, or like remorse, survivor's guilt kind of thing. And I think this is all just more onto the complex. You know what I mean? This is just juicy trauma. And then it just stacks up. It's like a late stacking, you know, like when a game you have to stack up, points, and then you hit your power spike. At one point, he's gonna get so depressed, he's just gonna fall like Satan, and then that's the power spike. Jump all the way to being like the new Dark Lord or something. That's the end goal. The end goal. Just get so sad that you ascend, really. That you become a greater being, or just build a sick little cabin. Sick little cabin is also, they're built.
I want something edible that isn't popcorn.
Here I have been just having to monologue, abandoned.
My apologies. I had to use the restroom.
You're good, you're good.
By the way, earlier, did you guys hear the barking?
No.
Okay. I'll talk about that later then. Are we still live? Alright. Now, where was I before I lost control of my bladder?
Seeing weird ass pixies in the middle of broad daylight.
Yes. Something that's not very common, as they would say.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you say?
That is fucking weird. I keep going. I keep walking.
Sorry, I'm looking something up because I wanted it on my laptop and not my phone.
Oh, you're good.
So I'm not looking down at a tiny screen. There we go. Alright. Alright, well, you keep walking. You're going, Nick.
If I do, they're gonna be in the
Excuse
clock right there.
By the way, sorry, Sean, for going back to Nick, but there's only so much to be done.
You're good.
Nick, what did you write down?
I rolled a natural 20.
A natural 20.
Yes.
I thought you had like two.
This wasn't a check.
I have a couple, but they're.
This was to see how many times you did a certain thing. Tell me.
They're like just decided.
What is your proficiency modifier?
My
My
current
proficiency modifier is +3 bonus.
Oh, you barely finished it. You ate like a little
Take
bit.
that proficiency bonus and multiply that 20 with it.
60.
You've swung
Just
your
like the one you're wearing right now.
you swung your glaive 60 times into the tree.
Short sleeves, and it's the one that's in my car.
You are not a strong individual, but you are persistent. You have completely destroyed the bark of this tree.
There we go. Yeah.
And if Sean would come back, we'd be able to continue.
Steven, no.
That's why Sean's brother, I believe.
Yeah.
A beautiful individual. Hurry up. Don't pray to your god. I'm not
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah, I'm just swinging away at this tree, man. I think he's 60 times. God damn.
I miss that
This
blue
thing
one
was
I
sharper, or I swung harder.
used to wear it all the time. I can't believe it got stolen.
I suppose this isn't a dexterity strike, is it?
It's brute force.
Guess I'm going with the-
You're swinging with all the strength you can.
Black t-shirt.
Sorry.
Listen, man, I'm trying to build a nice log cabin.
So who you do D&D with? This is just
Trying to recover from some trauma.
Okay. I was about to ask if that was a yo-yo. That's a wheel.
This chest down.
Oh, that was a wheel from the bottom of the.
Kick him out of your room.
It might be this.
Well, I have D&D.
Beat him with a stick.
I'm doing decision right now, and I'm needed. So.
A really big one. Throw a boot at him. Give him the boot.
All right. So what's going on? Sorry about that.
Oh, you missed my jokes.
No, I heard that.
Well, then acknowledge them.
It's hard. What?
Just focus. I'm just staring at you.
Okay. So what did I miss? Session-wise?
Clapping the shit out of a tree.
You had any
You can hear in the distance the hacking and slashing against a tree.
I look around for the source.
It's in the distance.
I walk towards the source.
Alright, you walk towards the source. Axel. You're swinging. You're swinging. And you're swinging. Axel, tell me. Where does your mind linger with your 0 wisdom save?
Oh, fuck. I think Axel's just all over the rocks. I think it's
By the way, to get a 0, what do you have to roll?
a 2.
You have to roll a 2.
Yes, I have a -2.
What?
So it's 2 minus 2.
Can you please get out of my room?
I am capable of rolling a -1, so this isn't the worst I could roll.
No, it is almost the worst.
Almost.
That's why you're trapped in a mental prison. Now tell me, where does this prison linger? Who does it linger on? What is it on?
I think it is very much that lingering kind of feeling of failure, but also
Man, she left it here.
it's a lot of what he normally deals with. It feels like that familiar sense of loss every single time when he and Jerry both agreed that it could be one of them instead of her.
Roll
It-
me
Why I smell it.
another wisdom
Smells
check,
Yeah.
but this time add your insight to it.
yeah, he's just
And please continue your thought though while you're rolling.
I'll procrastinate and spend the last,
another wisdom check.
This is an insight check.
Insight check. Okay. 9. There's a lot of personal defeat that goes into this. He let his sister be used as a tool. He couldn't stop that. He doesn't know where to go to fix this. He doesn't know if anyone's okay. It's just that ramping feeling of familiarity with the. It's just me, isn't it? That feeling that he's.
With your 9 intelligence, you're not going to be able to pinpoint it out, but there's something more to the sense of familiarity. You can't put your finger on.
There's a vertigo, and I think for sure mid swing, I think he throws up, and then goes back to swinging.
You show up in the middle of one of his throwing up fits. My dear wood elf that I've already forgotten the name of.
Ugh.
Last 3 sessions, and then I'll put it to memory.
Are you okay?
No,
I wasn't asking
because
you.
that was bad.
You have 5 minutes to run.
Why?
Else I'm gonna fucking throw up on you. Something like that. Not in the mood, but appreciate it. Move on, please. I'm just gonna like build a campfire or a treehouse or something. Haven't figured that out yet, but I'll figure that out in a sec.
Alden cast create bonfire.
Oh, not the. I'm gonna have a goddamn seizure.
Roll me a
You
history check.
Me?
Yes, you.
Fuck. I'm having actual flashbacks right now. Fuck. 6.
Bonfire!
I feel
Immediately, second flashes in your mind, casting bonfire.
immediately sad. I go, don't, please, don't.
Bonfire!
Oh, sorry, and he decast bonfire.
You
I
can't
fucking-
decast bonfire. Bonfire is
There's a fire now.
not okay. There's just a fire there. You can't uncast create bonfire.
Gonna force himself back up and start swinging again.
By the Roscoe, pick the book back up.
I don't think he's. The book isn't even on his radar at this point. I think he's
By
just
the
trying
way,
to take down
You
wood.
have never seen a gnome halfling-sized squirrel person who has a great sword twice his size on his back and 2 sickles.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, don't mind him. He's more dangerous than me.
How does Axel look, like physically?
Axel, I imagine, looks terrible.
He looks like he stabbed himself. He looks like shit. He has a little bit of vomit on his boots now.
He looks like he's been through a war.
Parts of himself are burned. The kind of burn you don't naturally get from fire. The kind you get from both light and hellfire. Necrotic darkness. How do you describe a burn created from undeath?
Rot.
It's
Not
like this necrotic burn on him in some places.
Well, it's what it is that it's radiant burns with like a necrotic edge to it.
Yeah.
Because they were happening simultaneously all over him.
Yeah. What did this to you?
You need to just. Something bad is gonna come one day. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Me and some other shitheads failed to stop it. And now it's out somewhere because I'm back. And that means it's over.
I'm going to roll an insight check to see if I believe that. Is that okay, Mr. DM?
No, you can't make an insight check. Of course you can.
Okay.
Full Axel is it's not an intimidation check, not a is it a plea? It is leave me alone.
You're gonna
Go
roll a
live your
perception
life.
check. You're rolling a a persuasion check.
A persuasion check. It is a beg for your life. Okay. 19.
Natural 20 for a total of 27.
He's telling the truth. There is no lying in his words. He's telling the full-blown truth.
It's
You can also
painful
tell
truth.
he at one moment was a hardened monster hunter. And whatever it was broke him. You can tell he was also a broken man before this, but he is now even more broke.
Yeah, I think the father, instead of Alden, feels more compelled to stay around this individual. And, I may not know who you are. As much as it's hard to believe the words you're telling me, bad things can start happening and probably are. Probably are the result. Certain aspects, but I think you need a shoulder to lean on at the moment.
Axel, do you take a good look at him?
I think Axel, everything for him is still moving in a blur. Fully, I think he would look in the direction, but whether or not he gets
Make me
in
a
the
wisdom
state he's
save.
in.
Oh.
14.
Focus or not, mind is a fucked up thing. 14 is enough. You're not gonna lose yourself, but when you see him, you see a reminder. The elf that helped you for a brief time. The wood elf that also was a druid.
I didn't even think of that parallel until now.
And then, in a matter of a few moments, your mind wanders back to the high elf wizard that you've been face to face with. But emotionally speaking, you do not lose yourself.
Listen, I get you're trying to do something nice. Go. We lost. And it's some other asshole's problem. I'm just gonna, as I said, maybe build a fire for the night. Hire for some assholes. They deserve that. Maybe I'll build a dumb cabin. Maybe I'll keep walking. I don't know yet, but I need some peace and quiet. Been non-stop since I was there till now. I think I just need a minute myself. If you see any other freaks in the forest that claim the same bullshit I did, or if you see any wild animals getting their nails painted pink,
There is no such thing as a freak.
there are, as a monster hunter, that is an acknowledgement I have to make. But what I'm talking about are different kinds of. You'll know Jerry is a freak when you see him.
Who is Jerry?
If you see wild animals with their nails painted pink, follow it to the source. If you find any assholes like that, I guess send them my way. I appreciate you trying to do something nice here.
Why are you afraid to look for them on your own? Because
I'm
you're
not
afraid
afraid.
to face them after defeat?
I'm not afraid.
Clearly.
I'm
Because
tired.
fear can be a good part of feeling tired, feeling sick.
No.
From what you're saying, you face defeat. But from what I can tell, you're tired of losing. Afraid of losing.
He's also
No.
tired of people not minding their own business. The squirrel person would chime in.
Yeah. They also talk. I got a very simple rule. Elvish guy. I'm not someone that needs to be fixed. I don't want a lecture. I appreciate you trying to help me.
While he's saying this, Alden sits down.
What I want is space.
Well, I do believe I am far enough away from you at the moment, so. But I do believe you need someone other than a talking squirrel.
Axel is just gonna go back to hitting the tree.
Roll me a d20.
Yeah, sure. We can put some more swings in this bad boy. I'm gonna take this bad boy down. Natural 1. This throw up fits pretty bad.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Can I just say I hit it really hard a few times, it gets stuck, and I have to.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do
As
do do
Alden's
do do.
sitting down, he's going to lift his hands up and just start causing flowers to sprout.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Still physically wailing on this fucking thing.
I'm gonna keep doing this until you make some form of acknowledgement to the sound. You don't have to answer it. I'm just going to keep doing it until you make some physical reaction to it.
Wait, who's hearing the sound?
Everybody is.
Yeah, no.
Coming from Axel's pocket. Do,
From
do,
hi-
do, do,
I'm
do.
not. Yeah, no. Axel's.
You're,
I'm gonna full turn and throw that shit into the river. Is there a river?
There is no river.
I just throw it.
Throw it as it keeps making the sound. Do, do,
Yep.
do, do, do.
Alden's gonna see that, look to him, and just go to retrieve the ringing object.
You go to retrieve the ringing object. Do, 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 do.
Picture that. What's
Do, do,
that world?
Do, do. Axel. Axel, is that you?
No. My name is Alden.
Who the fuck is Alden?
The person talking to you.
I don't care. Where's Axel?
Currently beating a tree up.
Put me on the line with him. I want to talk to him.
And who is this?
It's me, Pa.
Alright. And Alden starts walking back over to where Axel is. Axel.
Stops.
That's your name, right? Axel?
Yes, it is my name.
Some person named Pa wants to talk to you.
Roscoe, can we get a perimeter up? Can the next person to walk in here just end up in a pit?
Working on it.
Okay.
Do you want to talk to a person?
Yeah. Fine.
Alden hands him the stone.
Hi.
Axel, my boy. Did you take care of the issue we needed you to?
No.
What do you mean you didn't take care of it?
He's out. It's over. It's done. We lost. Sorry, this is probably a completely different fucking issue. No, I
Axel?
didn't check the store.
Axel. He got out.
He's out.
He's out.
He's in the Feywild. You can call any of your weird friends about it. You can talk to the monster hunters that set me up. I know you have an in with them too. It's
Axel?
someone else's problem now.
I want to see you, my boy. And I think it's time I stopped with the charade of being Ma and Pa. I've been with you this entire time, Axel. How's my little warlock doing? Did you get her back? Is she with you?
Yeah, come get her. I can't fix her, but you probably can.
Make your way to the store, Axel. You don't have to do it right this instant.
You can go anywhere the fuck you want. And you won't come get her yourself. I gotta walk up another hill. Gotta fight my way through another horde of monsters?
No. No, you don't. I just think when we have this conversation, you should have a cup of coffee.
Fucking think about it. Come pick her up regardless.
And Axel, you're closer to the store than you think you are.
That's the worst thing you could goddamn tell me.
No, the worst thing I could tell you is that Sylvester's behind you, and you know it.
Yeah, and you're probably not wrong. He's probably somewhere lurking in the fucking woods right now as he gets a scent of something bleeding. Fucking psychopath. Yeah. Whatever. Meet you at
And
the
Axel,
fucking store whenever I'm ready.
you did fuck up. But you want to know what? You want to know something? Your fuck ups just make you stronger.
While it's not visible on the other side of the telephone or the sending stone, the look of just complete and utter disgust at those words, the full understanding that those words are wrong, and following with the bitter sweetness, like the words that come out of his lips, he just goes, yeah, yeah, stronger every single time.
Because you want to know something I know about you?
What?
You actually learn unlike some other people.
I'll see you at
And-
the store when I see you there.
And never insinuate I'm a member. I have connections with the Belnades. I don't.
No, if you were pretending Ma and Pop for sure. Unless you're literally pretending to be Ma and Pop. Okay, I'm.
Ma
hanging
does have
on.
the connect. But those are answers for another day. Click.
Click. Throws the stone on the floor. Goes back to swinging. How far away are we from a fucking convenience store, general store?
How far away are we from a
Roll me
convenience store?
Tell me history.
Or better yet, how far away are we from a big ass mountain?
Would I have seen a mountain walking?
Roll me a history check.
I didn't know. Well, because he had added, I didn't know if that was.
Yeah.
That didn't change what I asked you to do.
Gangster move, gangster move.
12.
You don't remember seeing a convenience store. You haven't made it there yet.
No.
All you recall is you were walking off trail in a forest that you have no idea anything about. You don't know anything about this place.
No to your first question. Have I seen a mountain, the biggest mountain at least?
I don't know. Can you see through above treetops?
Yeah, it's a big ass mountain. I mean, there's a.
It's hard to say entirely for sure.
Okay.
Axel,
Mm.
No clue.
Yeah.
you can roll your history check with advantage now.
I don't fucking want to roll history check with advantage. Axel doesn't want to think. Axel wants. Natural 20.
You recognize the tree you leaned against, the one that was half leaning, as the one Harmonious was thrown against.
I don't know where the fuck we are. I'm not. Axel physically. The breakdown that he has is fully internal and happens in the span of a second. More emotion go through his eyes than probably ever have. As he realizes where. Fine, fuck. Guess you're coming to a store. Enter at your own risk. Most things in there will kill you. I'm advised to tell you that, not legally obligated.
What kind of store?
General store.
General store.
I'm gonna start gathering my shit. Throw up again. Now that I know where I'm going. Start my way up the hill, or towards where now I know where we are.
Roll me a survival check.
And Odin will follow behind.
And Roscoe's gonna follow carrying a book.
18.
You start making your way perfectly through the forest like you've done this like you've made this walk a half dozen times.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not the first tree in this area Harmonious has been thrown against.
Yeah, it's not.
This is a very interesting forest, I gotta say though.
Nothing about it's normal.
I noticed that. When there are pixies and sprites,
Don't give them any money if they ask for it.
I don't have money.
That's probably the best thing you could have said coming in here. Or the worst. Have you met the gnomes?
No.
Not like normal gnomes, like gnomes.
No.
like ceramic gnomes.
With your passive perception, you see a ceramic gnome in a tree.
No, I take it back. I just want
Do not make eye contact. Do not make eye contact.
It has
Right
a
at
green
me.
hat.
Right at me. No eye contact with it. Don't look at it.
It has a green hat.
It's wearing a green hat.
If it makes eye contact with you, your soul is forfeit.
What twisted ass shit is your backstory, Nick?
Keep moving.
Something that both me and Nick love.
I get away with this. We just walked into the. You're like, haha, we're in this backstory. I know what's here. I know everything that can happen.
Okay, so anything else I have to look out for here?
Everything else. I could not give you a list of everything that could happen in this forest, but I can give you a rundown of some things I've experienced. Gravity stops working.
You notice there's another gnome with a blue hat, like 50 feet ahead of you guys.
There's a gnome with a blue hat ahead of us 50 feet.
We think the gnomes are hive mind, actually.
Oh.
But like a hive mind race, like they collectively sacrifice their minds towards a higher gnome, but we haven't figured out what the higher gnome is yet, so the hierarchy still exists to this day.
That's very interesting, actually.
It shouldn't be. It's actually one of the more terrifying things here.
As a man of nature, I find all
Nothing about this is natural.
It doesn't have to be natural to be nature.
This place, I've heard some lunatics call it as a gateway, as a nexus, as 100 different fancy terms for this place is fucked and useful for something they need.
Don't open the grease trap.
Who said that? Roscoe?
Roscoe's the only one with you.
Don't open the grease trap. It goes right. Grease trap goes right to hell.
Just appear, so.
Grease trap goes right to hell. Don't open it. We shouldn't even have a grease trap. We don't cook food.
What's a grease trap?
It's
That
a pit in the
honest.
ground.
Just don't touch anything that might seem like it shouldn't hurt you, because it probably will.
So don't
And if it
touch anything.
if it looks like it does probably hurt you, it probably does.
Roll me perception.
Me.
Everybody.
Fuck. Roscoe can be advantage.
Roscoe gives you
I don't-
advantage.
Shit, I don't need it. Natural 20 for.
That's okay. Roscoe also got
21.
advantage.
I was about to ask the question of, do I have to with my passive?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Oh my god!
Another natural 20.
Natural 20 for a total of 27.
You goddamn raccoon bastard. Get out of the store.
What was that?
It sounds like an employee.
You guys can immediately hear, like, crashing as stuff's being now thrown. As you guys reach a clearing.
Are there any more gnomes in this clearing?
No, but you passed down. You passed the third one with another green hat.
There was another one with a green hat.
Do not make eye contact. There's nothing we can do about them. Do not make eye contact.
You guys can see a nice little single-story store in the middle of this clearing, where there are only 3 roads coming in and out of it. You then see a raccoon running outside with a garden gnome on its back and a bag that's just like dripping with something
That
running
raccoon
out.
has a gnome.
As you watch a 6-foot-tall clockwork being go through the door. You goddamn rat bastard, throwing shit at the raccoon.
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything like that before.
I don't recognize them either. Are you... What part-time ass... Okay. I'm
You
just
have
gonna
never
walk
seen
in.
anything like this before. Not
I'm
even
not-
from what Jerry made. It's already walked back inside.
Yeah, I'm walking inside. Defeated.
All still following.
There's this weird sense of familiarity that's honestly calming, even in your rage. It's warm inside. It's also a mess because the raccoon ransacked one of the aisles. As it's that thing gets click 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 click, going back to behind the counter.
Well, this place looks nice.
It's not. By the way, if you see stairs, don't go up them. You'll never come back.
So, kill soul-stealing gnomes. Grace
I
trap
just-
that sends you to hell.
As I said, making a list of everything that could happen to you is impossible. I can just make you a list of things that I know have happened.
Stairway to non-existence.
It
So,
can appear
another
inside
thing that
or
Axel
outside.
has Another thing Axel has never seen here before, these 6 little things, each one having a different kind of like 3-leg pattern with like another different shaped body, each one a different color. I've got my list right here. Are you guys paying attention to these things that are now cleaning the aisle?
Yes, I am.
There is a
I'm-
black one, a blue one, a cyan one, a green one, a jade one, an orange one, a pink one, a purple one, a red one, and a violet one. There's also
Mine,
yellow.
all of these.
There's also yellow and white.
A lot of colors.
What in the world?
And
These
they're
are
all talking
robots.
to each other as they do. No, they're not robots. They're like these little. They are what you thought were pixies and sprites, Sean. And they're all talking to each other.
Scram, part-timers. Okay, I still carry some authority here.
Ignore the wisps. They are doing their job.
Yeah.
Huh.
How may I help you?
Wow.
Oh, and Josh, for what I had asked earlier, because of my background, I start off with 5 gold.
The coffee fresh?
Yes, I've created these things just so that I can make those noises.
The coffee fresh?
It was made 30 minutes ago. Let me give you some. He reaches into his chest, pulls out a pot, and pours up a cup of coffee. He puts it back in his chest.
I'll take another one. Can I just take the fucking picture?
He takes the pitcher out of his chest and holds it to you.
Thank you. Take my cup.
That is
Uh.
very interesting.
He
Um,
reaches under the counter, puts another pot into his chest, opens like a little compartment, pours coffee,
Okay, cup.
closes it, switches out a water skin that was in his body.
The fantasy K-cup, oh my god.
Axel just goes to the, kind of the corner booth and sits the fuck down.
Do you have any tea?
Arizona.
We do not have bitch drink. Those are not my words. They are the owner's.
Oh. Is that cup of coffee still there? Oh, it actually.
Axel took the cup of coffee and the
Took the cup.
pot. By the way, you can hear the as water starts to boil inside his chest compartment.
What drink would you suggest then?
There are no
Coors Light.
there are no good drinks. You can test your luck with the slushy machine. But be
Sure.
careful, he is a dick.
Wait.
You don't.
Wait, what?
He is a dick.
The
By the way, Axel, you did not know the slushy machine had a gender. personality.
No, I just know it's actually 8 people. Yeah, I just down my coffee at this point. He's having his own interaction here, and now that this store has him, it'll do what it wants with him.
The coffee is made in a different manner, but it all tastes the same.
It all tastes the same. I
It all
sit
tastes like
down.
Paul.
I'm waiting for
Alden just
my company.
goes in.
You can test your luck with the coffee as well.
Okay. And Alden just goes and sits next to Axel.
Coffee's the only thing that's fucking sacred here.
By the way, these are like tiny creatures. They aren't small. They're not large. No, they're tiny creatures. They're
That
floating
and-
around. It takes like 3 of them to move boxes.
Aw.
That and the Pedialyte.
Yeah, the green one. It has like 3 legs on the bottom. It's like doing this like little hover spin thing as it flies over with a cup. Sets it down. Actually steals some from the pot. Picks up the cup and flies away.
Those,
I love making my own sound effects. I'm sorry.
those are fascinating creatures.
Yeah, they weren't here last time I was here, but you know.
The green one hands it over to the cyan wisp, and the cyan one just starts chugging the coffee.
The cyan one we're gonna find doing pills later.
Its like eyes like immediately dilate. It's like as it's restocking even faster than before. It just drank its entire blood content in coffee.
Oh god.
It is a miracle it hasn't died.
What is the owner's? I'm not. You know. Axel's just sipping his coffee and closing his fucking eyes.
What is this lushy machine?
It makes like frozen ice drinks and sometimes makes people into frozen ice drinks. And by frozen ice drinks, it just makes you a paste.
Repeat that last part before frozen ice paste.
It
It
eats
sometimes makes. Yes, it eats and spits people out.
What?
Or it used to before we replaced it. Now it's just a dick.
Apparently now it's just a dick, but I have a lot of experience with. I remember we got two new of those in, and it just kept eating people. I feel like now it's just on a rebound. It's waiting. It's up to you though. I'm gonna sit here. A shithead demon lord told me to meet him over some coffee. So.
The cyan wisp now flies over. Looks at you two. It's holding like a notepad that's bigger than its body with a pencil that's also bigger than like literally the length of one of its tendrils.
What?
You guys gonna fucking order? Since when do we cook? We don't cook. No.
Holds it out. Are you here for the boss?
Yeah.
This is so adorable yet so eerie at the same time.
The fact these things have lived this long in Axel's presence is truly just a standpoint to how much Axel's grown.
I don't know any more common.
Please go away.
What language?
What do you speak?
I say in Sylvan. Leave.
What?
Axel just sips his
in Druidic, Alden will ask, "Do you understand me?"
The hover one starts. The hovering one starts to, like, the green one starts writing. That, like, kind of grabs with its feet, starts writing down. What?
I smack him away. Fucking god.
It's too much fun making those noises.
Alright, so we apparently have a robot cashier. Robot clerk.
You had one. I am leaving soon. My shift is almost over.
Who's replacing you?
His name is Eclipse, and that is all I care.
Honestly, I respect it. Okay.
He is the
soldier.
latest. He is a full timer.
Full timer. Gotcha.
He also lives in the storage closet, so I can leave at any time.
You had to say that. Okay. Can you like let the boss know we're here or whatever?
He can do that. But I am off shift.
Fuck it.
Josh,
Yes.
is this thing technically an animal?
Is what thing technically an
The
animal?
sprite.
No. No. It is technically Fey. That doesn't mean it's an animal.
A fae that
Damn.
doesn't know Silver. That's interesting.
Well, that's its creature type. Doesn't mean it speaks Sylvan. It's got its own language. And with that, we're gonna take a short break.
Sipping that black coffee. He's nearly sipping it from the